Springtime at an American university. The sun is shining, birds arrive from the south, and students are hard at work preparing for final exams. Fordham University's Rose Hill campus in the Bronx is an idyllic academic utopia, providing students with a welcomed island of manicured grass and blooming flower beds in the unkempt concrete jungle that is New York City. But this urban Eden could not survive without the undivided attention of one mysterious man, known only as Hank Elegante. The Elegante family has shaped the pathways, lawns and trees of Rose Hill for nearly half a century, and even those who don't know the company's namesake admire his work.
What can you tell me about Hank Elegante?
I really have no idea. I've actually never seen the guy.
Sir, your thoughts on horticulture at Fordham?
You're not from around here, are you?
No. What can you tell me about horticultural activity at Fordham?
New trees, new oxygen, better air for me to breathe, you know.
Very good. Go get it. Get the gold. Though many speculate about his character, most members of the university have never seen Hank Elegante in person. We set out to ask why. What we found was that to keep campus green, Mr. Elegante has had to get his hands a little dirty.
Enter Mario Glissando, an avid gardener and former son-in-law of Hank Elegante, who worked as an accountant for his company. When he was asked to review payroll records, he noticed some deep-rooted discrepancies.
If you look, every time someone received the pink slip, there's a new work order for an oak tree to be planted at Rose Hill. It's funny, huh? I was talking to Hank about it, and he said, forget about it. The next day, he fires me, and then his daughter Juliana leaves me. My heart now is like a flower, wilting in the sun. All I have is my gardening.
After our interview, Mario stopped returning our calls. When we drove back to his house days later, we saw this for sale sign out front. Neighbors told us he simply went away. While strange, this was not the first mysterious disappearance to occur around Elegante landscaping. A source close to Mr. Elegante, who wished to be identified only as Mr. F, shed some light on this situation. Mr. F agreed to go on record with me at his home under protection of anonymity.
I attended Fordham with Hank in the 50s. We graduated in the same class with degrees in botany. We were close back then, until he got deep in debt to pay for school.
And where did he turn for money?
Well, he turned away from the world of botany and started landscaping. You know what we called grass back then? Green gold. But he always wanted more. He wanted to be the only landscaper at Fordham.
And just how did he keep competitors under his thumb?
He put the pressure on any competition for the Fordham contract, and he'd always end up on top. It got so that if other landscapers put in a bid, they just disappeared. And a couple days later, Hank would plant a huge oak tree right in the middle of campus. I asked him about it, and all he said was, trees tell no lies.
Mr. Elegante's office declined to comment. However, we received the following voicemail from an unlisted number. Expert voice analysis proved the caller to be none other than Hank Elegante himself. Elegante Landscaping is a family-run business with a proud history and a proven record of excellence. As with roses, sometimes in life, thorns must be pruned to allow a flower to grow. In the same way, in life there are thorns and there are pruners. It's best for the thorn to learn when to get out of the way of the pruners.
In the end, we found no concrete evidence to tie the disappearances of Mr. Elegante's workers and competitors to horticultural activity here on campus. It could be that this coincidence is just that, a coincidence. Students and faculty may never fully understand the sacrifices necessary to keep the grass green, the trees tall, and the market cornered here at Fordham. It all goes to show, when following a story like this, you never know what you might dig up. Miles Havendish, BBC News, New York.